Long ago, in the autumn of 1620, a ship sailed from England across the Atlantic to a distant land. It was a very small ship in a very large ocean, and it carried over 100 passengers. There were mothers and fathers and children on it. There was a soldier, a carpenter, farmers and tradesmen, all in that little ship called the Mayflower. The Mayflower brought these travelers to a place that was for them a new world, but it had been home to Indian peoples for many centuries. After they got there and made their homes and harvested their crops, they had a feast. And today, when we celebrate Thanksgiving, we are remembering these people.
Are you still working on that? I finished my log cabin TP hours ago.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving isn't until tomorrow. Besides, all I have to do is put my feathers on, and I'll be done. Look, my pilgrim is finished.
How do you know the Pilgrims and Indians even looked like that?
Everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Was everybody there?
Yeah, well, you don't know that the houses looked like these.
Yes, I do.
Do not.
Do.
Greg, Tracy, enough fighting. Why don't you go next door and see if Nancy can give you a hand?
Yeah, she's a real Indian. She'll know.
Yeah, I bet she'll know for sure.
Well, let's ask her.
Come on in. What are you two up to?
We were getting ready for Thanksgiving and making our centerpieces, but we didn't know what the Indians and Pilgrims wore.
Or how they made their houses.
Well, you know, all Indian people didn't dress alike, and the way they built their houses depended on where they lived in the long ago times. The people that met the Pilgrims in the 1600s, well, they were Eastern nation people, and some of them were Wampanoag, just like I am. Actually, this book might help you answer some of your questions.
Look, it's an Indian home.
It says here that this is a Wampanoag village.
Did you know that the Wampanoag Indians lived near the Plimoth Plantation even before the Pilgrims?
Wow, where are we?
This must be a Wampanoag village.
Yes, it is. And who are you?
We were just visiting.
Are you a real Indian?
Yes, I am a Wampanoag Indian from Punkanonket, but I live here in Patuxet New.
Do you live in there?
Yes, I do. Hoppermuck lives there with his wives and his children and his mother and sister.
This doesn't look like a teepee. What kind of house is it?
It's called a Nisquato.
Nisquato?
Yes, a house with 2 fires. Come, let me show you.
This is neat. What is that?
I don't know. But it smells good and I'm hungry.
What is that?
It is called sabaheg. It is made from corn, beans, and deer meat.
Did you kill the deer?
No, the men do all the hunting for the family.
Well, if the men do the hunting, then what do the women do?
We grow the corn.
The Wampanoag women grew corn, beans, and squash, and they went to the shore where they gathered mussels, clams, and lobsters.
Is that deer?
No, das is beaver. Das is deer. And that is deer. We eat the meat. We use
The Wampanoag people ate the meat of the deer, used the skin for clothing, and made tools from the bones.
What's the Nisquato made of?
It is made of a frame of cedar.
The Nisquato was made of a frame of cedar saplings, and the outside was covered with bark from large trees.
Come and see. You have asked many questions and knew I have one for you. Are you from the Inknas village they call Plimoth You are not dressed like the children that I have seen there before.
Plymouth? Like Plymouth Rock, where the Pilgrims settled in 1620?
Yes, Plymouth. The English came there 7 years ago and settled.
In 1620, the English settled where the Patuxets used to live. The Patuxets had lived there for centuries, but many died of a great sickness before the English came. The English settled on that land and called their new home Plymouth Plantation.
Where's that?
Not far. Musquash will take you there.
Thank you for the
Sabaheg, you're welcome. Wani-ish.
Wani-ish.
Be well.
Wow, is this Plymouth Plantation?
Aye, indeed it is. And who might you be?
Oh, I'm Greg.
I'm Tracy. Who are you?
My name is Goodman John Alden. I have lived here since the start of this colony in 1620, 7 years ago. Right now there's about 150 or 160 people living here. Indeed, there are many families here, some with children such as yourselves.
Are you a pilgrim?
Well, to my mind, a pilgrim is someone who is travelling for a religious reason, going to Jerusalem perhaps. There are some people here who have come here for religious reasons. Many of my neighbours were forced to worship in secret in England, and so for a while they lived in Holland, but they did not like it well there, being foreigners, and so they decided to leave that place, but rather than go back to England, they decided to come here to the New World. Many of the people in this town, though, they are not of that church. They have come here merely to get land, to be farmers and improve their lives. How have you come to be here?
I was trying to make a hat, sort of like yours, and we were getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner.
And I said...
Well, I guess what we're trying to say is we don't really know what it's like to live here.
But we sure want to.
Well, 'tis too early for dinner. Thanksgiving, you call it. But come along, we'll start your education with the morning tests.
What's that strap for? And what are those? Is that really armor?
Well, this is my bandolier, and these carry charges of gunpowder, and indeed this is armour. I wear these every time I stand watch.
What do you watch for?
Well, to make certain no one attacks our town by night, to make certain no wild animals get amongst our cattle, to make certain there ain't no fires, and indeed we've had some trouble with thievery in the past, and other crimes. We had a duel here once.
A duel? With guns and everything?
Well, not with guns, but more with swords and daggers.
Did they hurt each other?
Well, indeed, one was wounded in the hand and the other in the thigh.
I bet they got in a lot of trouble.
Indeed, dueling is a serious offence. Certainly they suffered for their crimes.
I wonder what they did to them.
Good morning, wife.
Good morning, husband. Did the watch go well?
Ah, it did.
Hi. Oh, and who are these young visitors?
Ah, well, this is Tracy and Greg. These young visitors have come here to learn about our village.
Oh, welcome to our home.
Is this your bedroom?
'Tis for all, in truth, 'tis where we sleep and eat, cook and work.
What a neat fireplace. You should have a lot of stuff in there.
It is chiefly here on the hearth for cooking. Pots and kettles, andirons, a frying pan and gridiron.
Greg, wilt thou hold my hat while I take off my armour?
Does everyone dress like you do?
I thought they wore black, with hats that have buckles on them.
Well, I have a fine black suit that I will wear from time to time, but this is a common enough suit, such as I wear every day.
Do you always wear your hat inside?
Oh, 'tis a coif, in truth. I will wear my hat upon my head when I go outside, but chiefly it is a custom of modest women.
Greg, might I have my hat back?
Do you wear your hat inside?
Aye, commonly I do, although when I pray I take my hat off, and if I enter into a neighbour's house, I will remove my hat before entering, as a courtesy.
Is this a dirt floor?
Aye, in truth, it is an earthen floor, one I'm well accustomed to. Though I've known floors to be of wood or clay or tile.
But how do you keep out bugs and stuff like that?
Well, 'tis difficult not to have fleas and lice in the house and on one's person.
Ew, fleas and lice. I had lice once, and my mom had to bathe me and my clothes and my bedding and everything.
Well, I can use a lice comb against lice in your hair, I think, but for my smock or my husband's shirt, I will bathe it in lavender water. That's good against the lice as well.
We have to take a bath every day.
Every day, I should think that unwholesome. I shall wash my face and hands and my teeth upon rising.
That's it? Don't people smell?
We've never heard so many questions from one so young.
Don't children here ask questions?
Well, in truth, they are raised up to respect their elders. They don't tend to listen more than ever they speak.
But I have a question for you, Greg. Wouldst thou like to accompany me this morning?
Sure, yes, sir.
Wife, we'll be back for dinner.
Aye.
Come along, Greg.
What are you doing?
Preparing Indian corn to make bread.
Well, how do you bake it? I don't see any ovens.
There are common ovens here in the town. Already this morning I have worked to fire one of the ovens. Now you must boil the grits of the Indian corn till it be soft in a manner as rice or oats. Would you hand me that bowl? I'll set some of the grits of the corn, what hath already been ground, into the great kettle there. Would you favour to help?
Sure.
Very good. Set that in the great kettle there. When that is soft, I shall use a little bit of the meal of the corn, let it cool, and bring that to the oven. And use some of the meal to fatten out the bread.
Good?
There you are.
Good day, love Brewster.
Good day, Goodman Alden. Who is this lad?
Ah, this is Greg. This young lad has come here to learn about our village. And what work are you about this morning?
Oh, I just come back from the spring. I fetched some water for that house they're building. Would you favour to join me?
Yes, that'd be great.
Well, Greg, make certain you're back at the house for dinner.
Okay.
Farewell, Goodman Alden.
God keep you.
Gosh, he wasn't very friendly.
You have the right of it. That was Edward Doughty. He came over on the first ship with myself, but he was a servant then.
One of the servants in the duel?
Yes, that's true.
This would be very good bread. The oven is good and hot. Already earlier I did come down and put a little fire by the mouth of the oven there, and then slowly as it gets hotter, push the fire into the centre of the oven.
Is that good?
I think a little bit more in truth. Here you are.
It's very mushy.
We can start to set that in the oven. And if you would, set a little bit of the flour here onto the peel. That's right. Here as well. Very good. And now can you slide the bread? Perhaps two. Very good.
That's a funny looking oven.
Common enough for us here. Of course, we are families here from the very start. Not all colonies start in this manner. Very good.
Now it just cooks.
That's right. I shall set the door on the oven, and we're well set. Aye, there we are. Perhaps would you help me in the garden for a little bit?
Sure.
We can pick some herbs for dinner. This is my kitchen garden.
Kitchen garden?
Aye, it is for all diverse herbs, in truth. We'll bring some partially in for our pottage, but as well I keep a physic herbs and a salad herbs, root herbs here, for all diverse things.
Look, there's a girl with a goat.
Aye, it is Constance, gone to milk the goats.
Can I go see it?
Aye, well enough.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Yes, most of the time.
How often do you do this?
Oh, I should say I must do it twice a day, and I use her milk for making cheese, curds, and in my cooking.
Hey, Tracy, what's she doing?
She's milking a goat, silly.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
Oh, I've been milking goats since before I came here on the Mayflower.
You were on the Mayflower?
Aye, we both were, and I was about the age of this boy.
There was over 100 of us living down below the decks for over 2 months without any fresh food for to eat.
That must have been hard.
Indeed it was.
And with the Lord's blessing, we are here now. But come, let us go. We must have work at the house.
Well, bye.
Farewell.
What are you doing?
Well, good day. I'm mixing up the daub to put into the walls of the house.
These aren't logs.
Well, they were before they were split into clapboards.
There are no log cabins here at all.
Well, the frame of the house is made from timbers that were hewn from logs. But here we can get as many as 50 clapboards from one log.
This isn't anything like the native village.
Yeah, are you friends with them?
Well, we do have a treaty with those that live nearest unto us, but... Oh, here's Governor Bradford. Perhaps he could tell you more about that.
Neighbors, children.
We want to learn more about the natives.
Well, I'm going to my house. Come with me, and we'll speak about it along the way.
Fare thee well, children.
Although we've made many alliances with the Indians here in these parts, the most noteworthy is the treaty that we made with King Massasoit and his men of Pokanoket.
Good King Massasoit, we are very grateful for your coming to visit with us. After we have had some drink and meats, then we might speak together.
There weren't many men who could conceive that we would know peace with these Indians, especially after a forced winter, when we spent many months sick and half of our company died.
But I thought the Wampanoag helped you through the first winter.
Well, no. We'd been here nearly 4 months and had lost half of our company to death, and yet we'd still not met these Indians yet. Whenever we went to go and seek them out, whenever we went to speak with them, they would fly away and be gone, and our hope of peace would seem dashed. When we did see them, they were often in greater numbers and sometimes menacing towards us. After meeting with them and establishing our treaty, well, then we had many good relations with the Indians. They had showed us how to plant corn and how to know more about the country. And in spite of many adversities between us, we have always kept our peace. Good day, Alice.
Husband.
I found these 2 young wayfarers on the street. I thought they might come in and warm themselves.
I pray you have received kindly entertainments in our plantation.
Yes, but why do you call your village a plantation?
Because it is where we have planted ourselves.
We saw Edward Doty today, and Goodman Allen told us about the duel. Did you punish those men?
Absolutely. It was most necessary that we, in this early beginnings of our plantation, keep order among ourselves and govern ourselves by law.
But how were they punished?
We ordered they be bound neck to heel.
What do you mean by bound neck to heel?
Well, it is a way of binding one so that they are round and benumbed. You tie one's heels to one's seat, and then their head you tie between their knees, and behind their backs their arms are tied together.
Gosh.
Nay. It is one way that men will be bound for public humiliation. We had recently conformed on Cape Cod and combined together in an agreement that we would so order ourselves and submit to the common discipline. Goodman Alden and myself and the two servants, Doughty and Lester, had just recently agreed to that while we were still on the ship outside of Cape Cod.
We have thought good. There should be an agreement that we should combine ourselves into one body and submit us to such government and to such governors as we should by common consent agree to. Is this well understood by all?
I agree.
So that's the Mayflower Compact? Does that mean even you could be punished?
Yes, yes. Well, although we have agreed to make a civil body politic and to, from time to time, form necessary laws and ordinances for the good of our commonwealth and our own common protection, everyone is subject to the law.
Dinner's nearly ready, husband. Will they be dining with us?
Will you join us?
I'm sorry, but we've already been invited to eat dinner with the Aldens tonight.
Well, then, you would best be on your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Greg. Goodman Alden.
Ah, good day. And you have been well employed this day?
Yes, we saw a goat being milked.
And we met the governor.
And we even saw a house being built.
Indeed, you must be hungry. Let us see if the dinner is ready. Good day, wife.
Hi, what cheer?
Well enough, and thyself?
Oh, much the same.
Good.
Oh, Greg, you look a little bit cold. Would you warm yourself here by the fire? Sit yourself. Perhaps, Tracy, would you mind to assist me in laying the board?
What does that mean?
Well, in preparation of dinner.
Oh, setting the table.
Aye, there you are. We'll lay out the tablecloth first. If you would, a plate for my husband and I. A trencher for you and your brother. A spoon for each, that will keep the knives. There you are. And a napkin atop of each plate.
What about forks?
For what?
For eating.
Well, I think it proper you use a spoon and your fingers.
But don't they get all dirty?
That's what the napkin's for.
Whoa, what a big napkin.
Greg, thou shouldst come here and stand next to me for dinner.
Yes, sir.
Let us give a thanksgiving before dinner. O great God and Heavenly Father, we humbly beseech Thee that as we do hunger and thirst after this, our food for our bodies, so indeed our souls may crave everlasting life. Amen.
That's Thanksgiving?
We give thanks before and after every meal.
Our Thanksgiving is different. It's one special day a year where we give thanks for being together and food
and everything.
Well, we had a feast like that once here at Plimoth Plantation. After the first year, it was thought to give thanks after a special manner for all the blessings we enjoyed here. And so Governor Bradford sent 3 or 4 men out fowling. And the Indians came here and they brought 5 deer. And so we feasted the whole village and the Indians together for 3 days.
Wow, 3 days? That's a long dinner.
Speaking of dinner, we need to get home and finish our centerpieces.
We have a lot of work to do.
Thanks, Nancy.
Oh, you're welcome. Good luck.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
You know, Thanksgiving is pretty special.
Yeah. Buckles. Everybody knows pilgrims didn't always wear buckles.
Indians didn't just live in teepees.
Hey, you two, are you in there? I don't hear any disagreements today.
We don't always fight.
Well, we may fight sometimes, but we stick together all the time.